Hey guys, you're listening to Overcooked. As always, I'm the Muffin Man.
And I'm the Magician.
And we just wanted to take a quick minute on Memorial Day here to reach out and say thank you to all of the troops, past, present, and future. It's because of the sacrifice that you've done with your lives, your families, and your time that we are able to chase after the things we want to pursue without hesitation or any limitations.
It's absolutely true. We couldn't do what we are doing without everything you do for us. So thank you from the Overcooked team.
Now, guys, as always, again, thanks for listening. If you have family or friends that are a part of our armed services, take a minute of your day to share a beer with them, share a sandwich.
Share a beer, yeah.
Yeah, share a beer with them.
Sit down, hang out with them. Don't forget about them, man.
Yeah,
it's easy sometimes to do that.
They need the love, but again, to all of our troops that are listening, if they are listening, again, thank you, and enjoy today's show.
Don't need to do a syncing.
We don't. Can we do one just for shits and giggles?
We can, yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Watch it be on the track. That's not lined up. Like this.
It's not. It's not. I clapped just slightly behind you.
God damn it, Cody.
I'm sorry, man. I'm on the ball, man.
Well, you know what? Speaking of balls, hey guys, thanks for joining us. I am the Muffin Man,
and I'm the Magician,
and you are listening to yet again another wasted part of your life called Overcooked. And
man, you keep telling people that how shitty this is. People are going to start believing.
No. I'm not saying how shitty this is. It's the people who listen that are full of shit.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they just think we're funny.
That's what I said. They're full of shit.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Listen, okay, it's like I was telling you when I got here. I was letting my friend listen to like one of the episodes because she had never heard it, and she was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to hear more." And I was like, "Why?" She got mad because we're driving and I pushed play halfway through because we got out the car. We get back in, I'm thinking, I'm gonna put on some Jason Mraz, jam a little bit, try to get a little hanky panky. And she's like, "Why did you change it? What do you mean? Why did you change it from the podcast? You want to hear more of that?"
So she was interested.
She was engulfed in it. Like,
wow.
I don't understand.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're just more entertaining. We think we are.
I don't think we think we're that entertaining though.
Yeah, we don't. But that's what I'm saying. We're more entertaining than we think we are.
I mean, that'll do it.
Yeah. Hey, at least somebody likes to listen.
Yeah, if people want to listen, they can listen. But I mean,
hello, one person that is listening.
Hello, one person. I have one question for you. Does your mommy and daddy know you've got their cell phone?
Are you being supervised?
Are you being supervised? That E doesn't mean enjoy. That E means explicit.
Now you better get off here because you only have 15 minutes left on your phone before you have to go and do your homework.
I can't do that.
Yeah, that's too much. So, you apparently have something to bring up here.
I do, but I don't. It's okay. So in our prior sessions, in our group therapy, as I call this in my head because the voices justify that it's group therapy.
It makes us feel better doing it, so that way we don't feel like such pieces of shit.
Yeah,
like we're helping people.
I mean, at least we're helping each other.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. It's a good way to help ourselves.
But they don't know us. The people that are like in their cars right now, or they're in their bathtubs, or they're about to hang themselves listening to this because it's a good way, like good buffer. They don't know who we are. So I want to get to know us. Like I know you, but they don't know you, and they're terrified of me. Like, they don't want to know me, but they're going to.
But if they knew you, then they would not be so scared. No. Well, maybe they would be. I really don't know.
Like, it's gonna be... So I thought we should, just talk a little bit about ourselves. So we'll do an interview kind of thing. I want to interview you, just like get to know I want to know the real magician. I want to know the Houdini behind the Howard.
You want to get down and deep. Shit. Okay.
So just like, for example, you tried to get me to be embarrassed in one of our last recordings. You were
That's not true.
You were trying because you wanted to see if I could get embarrassed. So you were telling me you want me to talk about embarrassing stories.
No, I wasn't trying to get you embarrassed. The whole purpose was for us to get them out. And maybe somebody would get a laugh out of it, and then then we'd be like, all right, finally I told somebody. Now I have to fucking think about that at night and can't stay up for hours about my childhood mistakes. Like you can't tell me that if you would have pissed your pants the way I did when I was a child, that you wouldn't be upset.
I mean, I have plenty of piss my pants stories.
Well, there you go.
From recent developments, like not too far back into the childhood.
Well, you know.
But I want. Okay, so let me rephrase it. I know you didn't try to embarrass me. I want to try to embarrass us because I know for a fact my story is just embarrassing because I was there. I know how awkward it was. Mm-hmm. I have heard your story of what I'm about to propose to you, and I think it's fucking fantastic.
Okay.
I want to hear how you lost your virginity.
Oh, man. Well, this is going to be a tough one because I actually...
He lost it twice. It was the Black Widow type shit.
Yeah, it was like I went back in time and got it back. No. Anyway, so you want to know about my first time? Well...
Come with me if you want your virginity.
Oh. Well, it probably would have been better with Arnold. My first time. I think I was 17. I think I was 17. Yeah, and I was I was a theater kid when I was in high school.
So what was his name?
Again, probably would have been better
if it was with a dude.
But no. So what I did, I think it was my junior year, and I was in this theater group, and we did a play, and the play was fairly good, and they decided they wanted us to come to the invitational for the thespians.
Okay.
Right?
He said thespian, not lesbian.
Yes. Big difference there.
Not really. Well, go ahead.
So I'm up there, and my girlfriend at the time has some really serious trust issues. Okay, she just doesn't not that I gave her much reason to not trust me. It was just the way she was. Okay,
so she just had underlying, you have a penis. There's no way I'm gonna.
Yeah, there was some mild third wave feminism going on under there.
Okay, I can understand that. Well, I mean, I don't understand why she's like that, but I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, you see where I'm coming from. So,
bitches. She
decided that she wanted to, crowbar her way into going on this trip also, because she wasn't in the group. She wasn't in this theater thing. She was like an IT kind of person. She worked with the guy that was in the library all the time.
Oh, okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So she talked to one of the teachers, and she was like, "Hey, so I work on the lighting and the soundboard. So can I go?" And they were like, "Sure." So they let her go too.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So we're all up there. We're doing our workshops and stuff during the day, and then we're staying in this hotel that's supposedly haunted or some shit. You walk down the hallway and it feels like it doesn't end. It's that really long,
a Shining type moment.
Kinda, yeah, but without the blood and no twins, thankfully.
Until the sex.
Even though I gotta admit, there was a couple people on the trip with us that actually were acting as if there was some paranormal shit going on. Like as if they were being fucking touched by the ghosts and shit.
Did you hear that?
Not even that. It was as if like they were acting all kind of weird, as if they were being possessed or some shit. I'm connecting with the ghosts.
I had sex last night. Really? Who was it? I don't know his name, but he was some sort of apparition. I
specifically remember one girl getting really quiet and almost meditative, as if she was channeling. You know what I'm saying? Some pseudo shit like that.
What, did you stab her through the heart with a spike?
Well,
that's what you do when it comes to people that are possessive like that, and any type of twins.
Right, that's true. But
I mean, that's a very harsh.
This girl was unrelated. This girl was unrelated. She was kind of cute, but that killed it for me.
Oh well, you should have fucked her instead of the one we're talking about.
She probably would have figured it was a spiritual experience having sex with me.
You brought me closer to Jesus.
Yeah. Just like that song by 9 Inch Nails. But
you can't. Yeah, you're like an animal. Yeah. I haven't heard that song in fucking forever.
Dude, it's a really good song.
It's a great song.
I'm getting off track. I'm sorry.
So haunted hotel.
So yeah, we're at the hotel, and then there was. I think it was the first night or the second night. It had to have been the first night because I don't think it was only 2 nights, and then there was a 3-day thing.
Yeah, that's usually what those events are.
The first night there was a dance. It was like a a thing for all of the students.
I have so many memories from when I went to those things.
I believe it. I mean, it was a fun time. Those fun events.
Eventually, I'm going to tell you my heartbreaking story. Like, I know I don't get serious ever, but I have a very heartbreaking story from the 4 years that I went to this theater festival. And
you went 4 years?
I went. Yeah, I got invited.
I got to go to one.
Well, I got invited my freshman year, and then we went sophomore year when I was actually in theater, and then junior year we went because the play got nominated, but I wasn't in the play, so I did the workshops, and I presented I did a skit with a couple of our buddies. Josh Childers, and Jeffrey Legg at the time. Now his name's Jeff Cron, and he has an amazing podcast as well. Side plug. Mental Cardio is his podcast.
Is that it? Okay, I couldn't remember the name.
It's on iTunes and it's on Google Play, and they're good as well. But I just think. But then I dropped out of theater my senior year. And then my mentor, theater instructor, may she rest in peace forever and always, the most beautiful, fantastic woman, Stephanie Ward, she pulled me aside and was like, hey, we want you to help us do this show. I was like, sure. And we went all the way to the state festival.
Yes.
Which was like the first time in like 5 years. Anyways, so this bitch manipulates her way into going on this trip with you all just because she doesn't trust you. Like, was that the agenda? Was it just like she didn't want you up there with other girls?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, all right. So let's get to the whole. I want to hear about the
moment.
I want to hear about the moment.
All right. Well, there were several moments, good and bad. So I mentioned the thing about the dance. So everybody goes to this dance.
Yeah.
And we decide, obviously, that we're not going to this dance. I
wonder why.
And the whole reason was really that we kind of thought I absolutely wanted to have sex because, I have a penis. So, when do I not?
Well, all guys only think about sex.
Yeah. What's the thing that we think about it every 3 seconds or something?
Yeah.
Which is total bullshit.
Well, side note, I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day because she and I were talking. Like, we're all sitting in this room, like a bunch of friends of us are all talking, and she mentions how, like, because she hears us goofing off, in which this is true as it gets. So if there's any female listeners who think that your boyfriend is all the time like I'm talking about right now, which is, dude, did you see that one chick, dude? I want to smash the fuck out of it, like straight up jock. The minute any female leaves the room, like I witnessed it one day. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was telling, like, his wife was in the room, and our best friend's telling us about how he was, he had a girl over, and he's going, like, into nasty detail, like not bad, but, like, enough to make you go, all right, man, get, like, he was like, I was going down on her, man, then we started, like, going at it, there was sweat flying, but the minute the wife left the room, he was like, and we had a magical encounter, like it was pure love, like, for a brief moment, we made love, and I was, like, we were sitting there, like, dude, I know. But when she came back in, he was like, and I pulled out, like, everywhere. Like, it was all over her chest. And then she was like, you guys are gross.
Yeah.
No, we're only like that when other females in the room, because intimacy like that, talking to other people about intimacy, we only do it with our bros.
That's
like,
true.
It's just, we don't all talk about, dude, I just want to, like, shirt off on your titties.
It's very awkward to have those kind of conversations with a female in the room, for sure.
But anyway, so you wanted to have sex because you have a dick.
Of course, yeah. And, that's characteristic.
Stereotypical.
Yeah. So,
or would that be stereotypical? I want to forget I said that.
Yeah, you're on the right track, but
that word is not even in the Ebonic dictionary.
I wanted to.
Yes.
And she wanted to because she felt like she was really into me. I mean, if she fucking, I don't understand. Man, she didn't fucking trust me, but she kept telling me that she loved me all the time.
I don't trust you, but I want that dick in between my thighs.
Anyway, so we decided not to go because we figure it might be kind of romantic to do it. The first time would be in a hotel. We're not going to be bothered by anybody.
Well, in my mindset, the way to look at that is she's a prostitute. If it's your first time taking a woman and going somewhere, you just better pay her at the end of the night.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, in a way, anybody you date's a prostitute because it costs money, man.
Not if you do it right.
It costs money to fucking date.
Not if you do it right.
I don't know what kind of dates you're going on, but you need to give me your fucking tips, man, because I am done spending money on dates and shit.
I don't have very many tips. I have just the tip to give you.
Okay. Give me that tip.
Not now.
All right. Anyways, so we stay, and we're getting to the point where we're gonna do that, and then we go for it. Now I gotta admit, I do not remember a lot of the finer details of the evening as far as like how the sex went. and like what was involved as far as like positions, all that kind of crazy shit.
Right.
But the main takeaway is that, first of all, I lost my virginity. When it was over.
Okay.
Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. She got what she needed.
She received the moment.
You know how I told you that I was going to give tips in these podcasts? Here's a tip for all of our dude listeners or female listeners. Never be afraid to give in the bedroom. Specifically.
I'm sorry. I can't take you serious with that, because you even gave me that Dr. Phil look of, don't be afraid to give.
Very sincere.
It was like, it scared me because I wanted to kiss you for a second.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. No,
good.
And they'll want to kiss you afterwards. You know, even though you might have a little bit of a messy face.
Well, you know.
But no, dude. And you know, maybe this makes me a better lover. But I always...
You're giving me that look again. You gotta quit.
I'm just being honest, man. I'm telling you, don't be afraid to do it. You know, enjoy it. Because because if you just let it happen and just do it and you just focus on, you know, pleasing them, dude, it'll be great every time. Okay? So I know that she got what she needed out of this. Right? As soon as we finish, she starts to cry. Not because it was bad, or maybe it was. I mean, she just lied to me. I don't know. But she started crying, and the reason she gave for crying was that she felt like she was letting her dad down, that she was doing this. He just dropped his pen.
So okay. All right. So she... Basically, it was a mutual seduction.
She had buyer's remorse. Is basically what happened.
Did you really just say that?
She picked me up on the fucking counter on the end when she was checking out, and then she got out the store and she was like, "Oh, my dad might not be happy with me if I brought this home."
How does that make you feel to know that instead of thinking about you through all of this, at some point she switched from thinking about you to thinking about her dad?
Well, at the time, it was pretty shitty.
Well, yeah.
Because not only do I have to deal with the fact that she is worried about that instead of, like, you know, being with me and thinking about me and what all this, as selfish as that may sound.
That's not selfish. That's okay. That is where you transition from just a fuck fest to actual making love.
Right.
Is you could fuck anybody.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're turned on, you can fuck anybody. But focusing on the other person, that's not just... You're not just having sex at that point. Is when you're actually thinking about what you can do to make them... Like you said, give.
Yep.
And get them from point A to D, phrasing. Then that's the difference. Instead, no, she fucking thinking about her dad, you know...
Yeah.
I hope she gets
so
herpes.
Not only did I have to deal with that, but then I also had to console her.
Wait, time out.
Because
Did you console her before or after you put the clothes back on?
That's a really tough question, because I think that there was some consoling going on before and after the clothes were on.
So like Adam and Eve type shit.
I was way too fucking nice to her.
No fucking shit.
Like, I've always been kind of a pushover when it comes to relationships, and it's only recently that I've decided not to do that anymore, and that's really where my progress has come from. But
you know, me and Rose actually, on a side note, had a conversation the other day.
Yeah.
Because you were asleep because you had worked and you had worked that night.
Yeah.
And she told me about the one time that you actually got mad at her or upset with her to where even she felt bad about what she was doing. And it was a family thing, so I'm not even going to bring up what it was. But she was telling me about it, and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, like, I've never actually seen him get upset with me. Like, you joke and you say things.
I'm really curious, because I can't remember what this was.
Well, it was from, like, I don't know how long it was. It was probably, like, months ago. But
okay.
She was telling me about it, and she was like, and he actually got mad at me. And I was like, holy shit. Like, because I've heard you goof off with her, and you'll be like, just shut up, you crazy girl. Or,
right.
God, you're being such a dumbass. Like, that kind of stuff that's goof off back and forth. But no, she was like, he legit was like, I can't believe you. You are so selfish right now. And you laid into her, and you made her, and like she said she was already crying, and then she was crying because she was upset about the situation, and then she was crying more because on top of the situation was your hand of justice just being like, boom,
fucking Judgment Day, motherfucker. No,
I'll tell you about it after.
Yeah.
This.
So basically, there was that happened, and then there was a lot of consoling, right? And then the rest of the trip was pretty shitty because I had to deal with her the whole time.
Was she emotional the rest of the trip about that situation?
Oh, fuck yeah. She was emotional about fucking everything, dude.
I just don't get it.
And, the whole that whole experience was really, should have been a red flag for me. Because the rest of the relationship was just fucking brutal,
I mean, I know the stories.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to go into it.
And you know what? I hope she eventually finds this so she can hear me say, Rose is perfect for you. Like, you and Rose are a fucking match. Like,
well, I appreciate that, man, and thank you, and I'm really happy about it because I agree with you. I do. And you know what? I don't even give a fuck if she finds it because I know, like, believe me, I know how to fucking keep my fucking ducks in a line.
Right.
And I know how to fucking keep my intel.
And now you know that you don't
I
need
know
her.
I know that she
You don't need that bitch no more.
Well, that and like I'll tell you one thing, like that whole relationship when I was with her, this girl, she probably like gained about like 50 to 100 pounds.
No.
During the whole 2 years we were together. And I don't think that she ever got that weight off. I think she's still kind of ballooned up.
I mean, that makes me sad, but then
and
again,
it's not like, and it sucks too because it's like for her because it's not just that she's kind of heavy. It's that she has like this odd shape about her. Like when she was thinner, she was kind of attractive. She kind of had a nice figure.
Right.
And she had some redeeming qualities about her body. But when she ballooned up, man, she just like it's like she fucking turned into her mom.
That's the worst part about, and this is me being brutal and a dick. It's the worst part about dating females. And if you are young enough, be dating right now. Like, I'm not talking in your 20s and 30s. I mean, like, if you're like under the age of 18 and you haven't learned this lesson, if you find a pretty girl, Facebook her mom. Because that's her. That's her mom. That is her in like 10 years.
You want to know what my dad used to tell me?
What's that?
Before Facebook was around, this was what my dad would say. He said, "You ever want to know what your wife will look like when she's old?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why? What do I do?" And he goes, "You go up to her mom and you pull her hair back so the skin's tight on her face. And that's what she should look like in a couple of years." And I'm like, "Damn."
I mean, that's accurate.
I mean, phew, it's surprising. Like she, yeah, it was just a bad time, man. Like, and there's not really much more to the story other than that. It just kind of ended really badly. I just didn't have a really good. I mean, I got off.
I mean, that's one perk.
That's really the goal, But yeah. So that's where that went.
Well, I'm glad you shared.
Yeah. I don't really know if I have any like cliff notes about that particular story.
I mean, you shared enough cliff notes about
Yeah.
You gotta give.
Dude. Yeah, that's been probably the one reason why I usually keep girlfriends for so long, is because I think they realize that they've got something good.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, like,
girls don't want a good guy.
Here's the thing. When I've been with Rose, I've probably
Are we talking about in the biblical sense?
To be honest, I don't think the biblical sense applies to me very much. But no, man. When I've been with Rose, it's been super cool because I can say whatever the fuck I want to say to her, and she'll take it at face value. Because I've always done that.
Right.
So there's no reason for her to ever think that I'm like,
being a just straight up asshole.
Like, I'm not saying it's fine and it actually means something else.
Right. No underlying undertone message there. It's just, it's right there in your face.
And that has made our relationship much, much easier because I, in turn, want her to do the same for me. If she's pissed, I want her to tell me that she's pissed and what about. If she's upset, I want her to tell me about it. And for me, it's much easier. Like, I can just fucking go with my shit and just deal it out because I've learned it. After that relationship with the girl I lost my virginity with that whole relationship was really shitty because it was very emotionally abusive. borderline physical. And
this shit got deep fast.
Dude, it was bad. And the moment I got out of that relationship, like at the end there, she was trying to tell me that I had anger problems. Because the stress of the situation, it was like I couldn't get away. You know what I'm saying?
I think the angriest I've ever seen you, and like I think this is you at the peak of anger, is you've put your face in your hands and just gone, fuck. All right, well, let's move on. Like, that's literally, like, that's as aggressive as I see you get. Like, and you're such a chill dude. Me, on the other hand, I'd fucking beat things. Like, I go out walking the street at night hoping somebody's going to mug me. Like, I'm like, oh, who's going to get it today?
And my demeanor now, I guess I'd have to probably thank that relationship for. Because after that relationship was over, it didn't take 2 weeks, and I was happy. I didn't I never even went through the denial phase of grief or the remorse or wanting it back.
Yeah.
I immediately went to, this is good.
Just a straight acceptance.
I'm happy.
Which is not a bad thing.
Because I needed my own time.
I mean, during my last breakup, according to my friend, getting serious with you,
yeah,
the guy that was with me when she dumped me, like, we went back to his house. I lost my shit, and he said, a couple days later, he called me worrying about me. Because you remember, I was going through, I was clusterfuck of emotions.
Yeah, I mean,
and even he was
having
like,
a hard time.
he even looked at me like, he was like, dude, that night, because I was telling him, I was like, I don't know what, because I felt like I was going through the whole, was it 5 steps of grief or 5 steps of loss?
It's 5.
And I was like, I don't know where I'm at right now. And he was like, you went through all of them that night. Like, you went from the loss of it, the bargaining, the denial, the all of it, just one quick, within an hour. And he was like, that's why you're so emotionally drained. Like, there were the next couple days later, I went back to his house, and I'm sitting there and I'm still upset. And his mom comes in, his mom hugs me. This is how much his mom loved me. She still does. She sits down beside me and she says, well, you need to get your shit together. She's not worth your time. And then she hands me a pill, and I was like, what's this? She goes, when was the last time you slept? I was like, I haven't slept in 2 weeks. She goes, just take this. It's going to help calm you down. It's just a little relaxer just to keep your emotions in check.
Was it a Xanax or something?
Lortab.
Oh, damn.
Dude, I slept for 8 hours. I fell asleep watching the Angry Birds movie and woke up to Bob Ross. I was not even mad about it.
Whoa, that's a good transition.
I woke up to the big thing that Bob Ross says, which is something that it's a motto that I love. And it's, I don't hate people. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to hate people.
Yeah.
And I don't. I get aggressive, but I don't hate people.
That kind of really goes into the way I lead my life, man. After that relationship, it was because during the relationship, I lost my father, right?
Ooh, yeah.
So, and that was the first time that I really dealt with any kind of real loss. So I didn't really know how to handle that kind of thing. So because I didn't know how to cope, I went inward.
Versus the outward expression you suppressed.
Emotionally numb.
Yeah.
Right?
Which it's what a lot of people do with the first loss I've noticed.
Of course.
Because that's one thing we don't, as humans, we don't deal with, is we don't talk to each other about how to get through stuff.
Yeah.
Even my family to this day, my ex called me a month or two ago, and I told you about her calling me. And instead of with the situation going on with her, I understand it was a very bad situation. She went through something that's life changing. I could never imagine what she's going through. Noted, she's still my ex, and there's still not bad vibes, but it's just
not even bad vibe, more like boundaries.
Yeah, there's lines that lay down that. Yeah. In my mind, she didn't cross any lines by getting a hold of me. No. She didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like she called me 2 months later and was like, oh my God, I miss you. No, she called me with the news because she needed consolement that she's not getting from the people. And instead of you are understanding, you guys, I've talked to you guys about it, but my family, dude, they lost their shit. And I was like, why are you getting mad about this? They were like, that's not right. I was like, you don't know how to deal with loss either. I'm handling this better than anybody's handling this shit.
Yeah.
I would have done something different, but
it's also not just because she needed help from you. It's also because I think she knew you cared.
Yeah. I mean, I still do. I'm still going to care about her.
And not just her, but about the person that she lost.
Yeah.
And that's a shitty thing. But so I went through the emotionally numb shit.
Yeah.
And that really kind of projected into that bad relationship,
Because instead of getting everything out, instead of like what you were doing is you pushed it down so far with the first issue that her issues were just piling on top of it.
So it was, and not only that, it was me being emotionally numb from dealing with that kind of stuff, and then her piling on that stuff. And she was the kind of person that would, instead of let you just kind of like deal with your stuff, she would be like, you have to deal with this. Talk to me. Do it now.
There was
and
no
if you didn't,
grief
then,
period.
Yeah. It was just like, you have to do it. You have to deal with this now so we can get this out of the way. So talk. And I always just couldn't deal with that. So, but afterwards, after I got out of that relationship, it was like things clicked, man. It like the snap of the fingers. I was happy, and I knew all of a sudden how to express my emotions in a way that was productive, and in a way that other people would understand it.
Right.
I didn't feel like I was just kind of in my own little bubble anymore. And after I dealt with that, it was kind of the point where, like you said with the Bob Ross quote, that, like, I only have so much time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste it on stupid shit.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to regret that if I do. So now, if things go bad, or if I fuck up, I deal with it.
You just keep going.
And I move on. Because there's always going to be some better thing happening.
Right.
There'll be worse things, too. There's always going to be crappy things. I'm sure you and I could probably think of 10 to 15 crappy things that could happen to us in the next 10 years.
I could think of like 30 bad things that could happen in the next 48 hours.
Exactly. But you have to focus on the positive shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's going to keep you happy. That's what's going to keep you motivated. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like the whole, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but there's a quote that I like to live my life by. I heard this from Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist, director of the Hayden Planetarium, New York. He has a quote that he wants to put on his tombstone. And I heard this quote and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's a quote by Horace Mann, an educator from, I believe, the 1700s, mid-17, late 17, maybe early 18. Be ashamed of death until you have won some victory for humanity. Heard that shit. It spoke to me.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah. So, with that said, my whole goal is to make an impact of some way that will be of benefit to our race before I pass away.
That's a good motto to live by.
Yeah, and that's it. And with that said, I really don't have much to be pissed about. You know, man,
You're just such a fucking happy, upbeat person.
Yeah, man.
Like, you really are.
And because there's no reason for me not to be.
Like, okay, so this is the kind of person he is. Like, shortly after my breakup, I came here. I was here like, what, 20 minutes?
Something like that.
Like, I was going through the whole phase where I just didn't want to be around people, but I did. Mm-hmm. So I bounced from, like, friend to friend to friend. I drove probably 180 miles that first day. Like, visited 12 people. It just straight up didn't do anything. I was here probably 15. A couple other people were like, well, you know, you're inconvenienced by, you know, just, you're inconveniencing us by dropping by and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. You, on the other hand, you're like, just play a game. Dude, I don't want to be here. I'm going to go. That's perfectly fine, man. Just hang out. Just do whatever you got to do. Like, you were just so fucking chill about it.
Yeah. Because I knew what you were going through. Because I went through it.
Yeah.
And while there wasn't really anything that I could tell you to fix it or make it better, but I knew you needed your time to deal with the shit you want, the way you wanted to deal with it.
Right.
So it wasn't my place to feel upset or insulted, because that's not important. Because to me, you're one of my best fucking friends.
Aww.
And all that fucking matters to me is if you're happy and if you're okay.
Honey.
And I know, that was fucking sweet. I fucking love you, man.
This episode went a whole lot more serious than I thought it was going to.
And we're going to end it on a nice positive note.
Yeah, because we're best friends.
The way Cody likes to do things.
Forget what the Muffin Man says, because Muffin Man went in this bitch bad.
See, that's why we're a good buffer team. Because I'm like the completely positive dude.
And I am just the negative,
and you're just
satirical ass.
Angry, pithy man.
Well,
Anyways.
I mean, we got to know you. We'll do one where we get to know me.
Next time, we're going to talk to you.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's going to be a good time.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like,
No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's
all right, then.
fun.
Well, if you're still around, thanks for listening to us ramble on about this.
Yeah, I hope you learned something today.
Yeah, I hope you learned that giving is receiving.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm going to write that shit.
Yes.
Damn,
Man,
giving.
I need to make a mental note of that one.
That's a meme right there.
Yeah. You could put that on my fucking face and post it everywhere and go viral.
But I feel like if we're going to use anybody's face, we got to use Steve Buscemi's.
Yeah, that would be way better. Way better. Steve's just great. He'd be perfect for that.
Well, kiddos, as always, I am the Muffin Man.
And I'm the magician.
And come back again whenever we get more shit up.
Yeah, we'll have some more up soon.
Eventually we'll have like t-shirts and posters and dick pics and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, especially that second one.
Yeah.
Dick pics.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in.
No problem.
Bye.